Yo, what is going on, everyone? It is Wraith here, back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about how you can become a more aggressive player and actually effectively and efficiently W key, because so many people have been asking me this question. I've made videos on it previously, but still so many people seem to struggle with dropping 20 bombs or just even playing aggressive, and like even in tournaments or just arena, just playing aggressive, winning their fights when they're playing aggressive. So in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys some tips to basically help become a bit better and a bit more aggressive style of player. So if you're looking forward to this video, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get right into the video. So the first tip I'm going to give, and this one seems pretty obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people seem to try and avoid this tip or this practice or just try and do it a different way. But this is one of the best ways to become a better W keyer and more aggressive is you have to practice W keying. And I know it seems easy, but so many people are just like, well, how do I get better at W keying? And I'll give some more like in-depth tips later on in this video, but the basic, just number one tip, if you guys just want to literally just hop in a game, don't worry about anything else, just go into an arena solo game, go into a normal solo game, and just push everyone you see. Like there's not too much I can say for this specific tip, because you just got to put yourself in the position. The more you put yourself in the position, the easier it is going to be. Same thing with if you struggle with 1v1s. The more you 1v1, the better you're going to be. If you struggle with endgame, the more endgames you play, the better you're going to be in endgames, right? So you just got to put yourself in that position, and you'll slowly start to see improvement by doing it more. And like I said, I'll break down this a little bit more in a little bit farther in this video, but this is just the basic. Just hop in arena, hop into solo, and just push every single person you see, whether it's spawn, whether it's mid game, whether it's end game, doesn't really matter. Just hop in the game and start pushing people, and you'll really start to see what you need to work on, what you don't need to work on, like why you're struggling, etc. So this next tip kind of strings along with the last one, and it's you need to stop caring about what happens, or like if you lose points, if you die, if people are like making fun of you or whatever the case is. Like the amount of comments, I actually didn't know this before, like until I started reading the comment sections a little bit more, was like almost all of you guys have people who are pushing you back. Like you have friends who are just telling you you're trash or whatever the case is, and like if you W key, you might feel bad because if you die, then they'll blame you or they'll say you're terrible or whatever the case is. But honestly, like just don't worry about that. Just W key. The more you W key, like I said, the better you're going to be. So don't worry about your arena points. If you're almost in champions, then maybe if you really want to make your champions, just wait a little bit, play a little bit more passive until you get to champions, and then just grind. If you don't really care about champions, or you just want to get better and you want to see improvement, stop worrying about arena points. The more you worry about arena points, and the more you get flustered because, oh, I just lost 400 arena points because I was W keying and I died every single game, I'm mad, and then you get off or whatever, right? That's not really going to help you improve, right? So don't think about losing as like a bad thing. Think about it as a, okay, now I know what to do for future. Like if I lose arena points, whatever, I'll get those back when I get better. If I lose a solo, whatever. The nice thing about Fortnite, like, is you can just always go back into a new game and get a new lobby, get new people. Like there's never not going to be a lobby. Maybe 10 years down the road when Fortnite's completely dead or dying, but right now, like, you literally will always have a lobby to play. So if you die, it's not a big deal. You can just queue up again. So these are where kind of the specific niche topics come in and tips to help kind of improve it. Basically, the first thing you should do is, if you don't want to play arena, or you don't want to play solos, or even you're not there yet, like you're just struggling with arena, you're struggling with solos, just hop into creative and actually practice your fighting. Because if you're W keying, you're going to be fighting every single time, right? Like it's just pretty obvious. Like very rarely are you going to be able to beam that person 200-0, or just get third-party kills or whatever the case is, right? So if you're W keying, you need to learn how to fight and how to fight properly. So the best way to do that is hop into creative and do some form of fighting, right? There's a couple different ones. You can do box fighting, you can do 1v1 build fights, you can do realistics. Like there's so many different fightings you can do. Zone wars, which I'll talk about in a little bit. There's just so many ways to kind of improve your fighting that not that many people do or think about. Like if you don't want to lose arena points and you want to work on your W keying, literally hop into clicks 2v2 box fights, or realistics, 3v or 1v1 realistics, or whatever the case is. Like there's plenty of maps in the hub that you can kind of just go into and practice and play. And all you got to do is do the same thing you would do in an arena or solo game. Just W key. Like if you die, this is even less important than an arena game. If you die, nothing happens. Like they might laugh at you, they might dance on you. If you're playing with a buddy, he might get mad at you, but who cares, right? Just hop into, like, my favorite would probably be the Clicks 2v2 box fights. Or even the realistics, and you just hop into those and you just push as hard as you can. You work on your mechanics, you work on actually getting better, you work on fighting them, because when you fight them and you learn how to fight people, even though it's not the exact same, like Clicks' box fights aren't exactly what's going to happen in game, it's still similar to when you box fight an opponent in game. If you really want to get as realistic as possible, play the realistics. In my opinion, doing a little bit of everything is really good. There's not a specific one that's better than the other. In my opinion, I think they all have kind of their strengths. So in my opinion, just literally hop into creative, play some box fights, play some 1v1 build fights, play some realistics, play something like that, and then if you want, then you can go back into arena, back into solo, and kind of see how you're doing, how your mechanics have improved, how your W keying has improved, and then again, go back to tip number 1 that I said, start W keying in arena, start W keying in solos, like just start getting better at pushing people and playing more aggressive. So now this next tip, this is probably, in my opinion, the best. I've probably said in my opinion like 10 times this video, but probably the best way to kind of improve your W keying a little bit and a little bit more aggressiveness, and this is hopping into zone wars. Now, so many people don't do zone wars, and I think it's still to this day underrated. I made a video, like, honestly, like probably a year ago now, saying the best way to improve in Fortnite, and it was literally just talking about zone wars and what you should do in zone wars. And in my opinion, I gotta keep saying that, gotta stop saying that word. I just think that, honestly, it's still to this day the best way to improve in Fortnite, all around. Like, obviously grinding specific mechanics or grinding game sense, like going into Kovacs, playing aim courses, playing editing drills. Those are a really good way for improving that specific thing. But overall, I think Zone Wars is probably the best way, besides maybe W keying in arena, the best way to improve. And the reason for that is that it's so like there's so many things that go on that mimic a real game, and you might be like, how is it real game? There's like 9-10 other people in the same lobby and they're all forcing you. But if you think about it, it's very similar to just an end game scenario, or even you can think about it as if you, like, when you're 1v1ing someone, you can think of it as just a normal 1v1 in a mid game or early game, because you're going to have the odd third party. Sometimes there's going to be people shooting at you when you're fighting the opponent. Sometimes there's not going to be shooting at you, it's going to be a 1v1. Sometimes you're going to be third party and you're going to be 1v1v1, or sometimes there's going to be some kids who are like teaming or something like that, which could be a 1v2 scenario if your duo died or something like that. So honestly, like, there's a lot of realistic things that happen in zone wars that a lot of people don't tend to kind of think about and realize how important it is to actually transition into game, because there's so many things, like I said, that just transition from zone wars into game. And the best way you can do that for this specific video to W key is do the same thing that I said for all the other tips. Literally W key and pressure as hard as you can. If you die, who cares? But just pressure and just W key. If you, the odd time you're gonna get like lobby sprayed, and the odd time you're gonna get 4 people shooting at you, that's just how zone wars happens. But it's only like a minute round, and then eventually you're just going to spawn back in, and then you do the same thing over and over again, and eventually you're going to start seeing slow improvements on your, not overall just aggressiveness and W keying, but your mechanics and everything else, because you're slowly going to start to pick up things that don't work, causing you to die, which I'll get into my next tip, and things that do well. So my last tip, and this is a super important one, and for those of you who watch my videos a lot, I'm sure you guys know what I'm about to say, because I still think it is very important, and too many people still to this day don't do it. And it's thinking about why you died, or what caused you to die, or like what you did wrong that you can improve about. And so many people just die and they just say, hey, whatever, okay, time to queue up for the next game and time to get ready for the next game, or they'll go on their phone or whatever the case is. Hey, if you're just playing to play, whatever, that's completely fine, that's up to you. But if you're really focusing on getting better and you want to improve and become the best player you can, basically, if you're not thinking about why you're dying and trying to work on it and improve that specific spot, you're never going to unlock your true potential and see how far you can go. Because basically what you need to do is every single death, or not every death, but majority of deaths, you got to be like, hey, why didn't that work? Did I make a bad edit? Did I miss my shot? Did I not farm enough? Should I have got more mats? Should I have looted a little bit more? Was it a bad, like I said, edit, or did you make too predictable of an edit, or were you not prepared for an edit he was going to do, or were you not watching him? Like, there's so many reasons that could have caused you to die, and you got to be honest with yourself. You got to be like, you know what, I missed my shot there, I should have hit it, and that's what caused me to die. You know what, I didn't read him good enough, I didn't think he was going to do that, and that's what caused me to die. And that way you can go forward and improve upon that reason as to why you died, which is going to help you become an overall better player way faster than people who don't do it. Like, trust me, it is so underrated, and it is so important to actually realize what mistakes you do and improve and learn from those mistakes. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you slap a like button on it, hit that subscribe button, use creative code WraithFN in the item shop, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.